Okay. Oh, yeah. Good morning. It is day, I believe, 66, 66, um, of coding every single day until I get a job. Let's go down more. There we go. Until I get a job. No updates on any jobs, so get that out of the way. Going to apply. I need to call, actually. I just remembered I need to call National Science Foundation to reset my password so I can apply to RUs, but putting in more applications every day. Had my first computer architecture lecture this morning, um, which I'll go over here, over those slides, and kind of like go over just because the project is gonna be, it's gonna be a lot, um, and I'll do most of it on here. So yeah, so I'll show that in a little bit. Uh, um, I also had an idea for a hardware project, embedded project that is quite over the top, but could be really cool. But again, is very over the top. So we'll see. Um, I think something else. Anything else I wanted to talk about before I get into these things? I don't think so. I don't think I have my next class is at 4, so we have some time. Um, yeah, I'm trying to think if I have anything else to say. I don't think so. Okay, yeah, so I'll pull up these lecture slides and we can kind of go over them, see what I'm kind of thinking. I won't lie, lot of lot of ChatGPTing that's about to happen with looking over this. So we'll see. So I want Canvas. Get some music going. One sec. Yeah. Give me this. I might have to download for some reason. Maybe not. We can go through the grading rubric. So we have a reading homework worth 18%. Don't know what that is. In class work, he usually has these like 10 minutes, just little in class exercises. Phase 1 is like a project proposal. This is 2, and then this is a report. Team effort is just evaluated by like your peer, I think. So all of this is pretty much just effort grading, which is amazing. I can just focus on actually learning and not, you know, stressing for an exam or anything. I love this, by the way. I love just having a big project in the class like this. For each reading on the schedule, write 2 plus questions. Oh, cool. So he gives us a reading and we have to come up with 2 questions. I see. Yep. Okay, team projects. This is what I kind of didn't look at. Oh, I don't like that. Create an instruction set architecture and implement a simulation of it. Design the instruction set architecture, implement a memory subsystem, implement a simulator. Simulation has a cache, a pipeline, timing, a basic UI, and minimal subset of instructions. Complete implementation of instruction with an assembler. Evaluate performance on 2 benchmarks. So this is oh my god. Um, yeah, so I was kind of thinking, I guess I'll do this now. So what I was thinking for that project was, um, I wanted to make a small scale computer, um, which, so, which would be like I make, which would be like I make my own operating system, which, sounds insane, struggling to yesterday to complete a medium array problem. And I want to make my own operating system. Not like a full-fledged operating system. Not like there was quite a few things I was thinking of. The reason I wanted to do this is because I thought it'd be so cool to have like a distraction-free computer that I can only like has access to the internet and can handle packages and can handle any communication through an API. So the actual interface, like all these buttons and stuff to go to like apps, I don't need. A browser, I don't need. It would be a terminal, a way to compile and run the terminal, a way to communicate with a chat box via API. If I get like stuck, because like the idea of this would be to just like go to a cafe and I have this little box that has like, my idea was coming off the sides, or I have this keyboard that's like split, and I just have them rotate down in front, and I have my own like little keyboard, and then I have this like little box, and I kind of want to see if there's like a little old school screen that I can use, and then have this like box that's like, I don't know, 6 inches tall, 6 inches wide in the back, and then in that back it'll have some ventilation and all the parts for this mini computer. So obviously a chip, and the idea is to have this chip. Actually, see, I don't know a lot about chip like architecture. I don't know if you can buy a chip that like doesn't have an instruction set on it, because I was saying it would be really cool to implement my semester project into this, and then like it'd be really cool. But I think that's an amazing project. Obviously really ambitious, especially because I started a project a while ago making my own phone and I failed, and so like this is 10x that. So I don't know, but it's intriguing, and so I like that. So we'll have to do a lot of research here on how you start with that. I mean, obviously first is ordering the parts, a processor, oh my god, some type of battery, some type of yeah, there's a lot, so we'll see. But it just sounds like such a fun project. It would be such a cool output, because what I wanted to bring up was it would be something like so the front would just be this, and let's say maybe let's say honestly it's like a foot across. It's like 1 foot across and probably like the same high. It'll just be a square. So it's a foot by a foot, which isn't that bad, right? And then put like a little handle on top. Could be cute. And the idea was on the sides of this, maybe even like take that old school look like that, right? and on the sides there'd be a keyboard. It has its little thumb thing, and it like, that's the wrong way. It would be, if it was, wait, something along the lines of like this, and then it would rotate down, like flap out, and I'd like have my hands on both sides of the screen, so it'd be like ergonomic. And this whole thing would be designed without a mouse. That's the whole thing, is that there wouldn't be a single mouse click needed. I also want very tactile keys on this. But anyways, it would be the other way around anyways. Like the keys would be inside, so when you flip it down, and then inside the actual thing would be all the components. But that's the idea. I'm gonna pause for a second and honestly go on eBay and see if they have little screens. All right, this is quite literally what I'm like talking about. Look at this thing. Oh my god. This is exactly what I want. But it's $220, which I'm not spending more than $70. I know this, I want to keep it all under like 300 bucks. If I could do that, that'd be amazing. But I mean, this is perfect. This is exactly what I'm talking about. So I'm going to do a little more searching and come back if I find a better option. I was on Facebook Marketplace and I found this, which, you know, I mean, it's just a straight up box, which is actually pretty nice. And I bet I could stick my parts into this for the actual computer. But I wonder what the actual like communication cable is. Obviously I need an adapter, but this is the Sanyo model. BM5512. Oh, whoa. I just want to know what the actual... $1998? 95. Let me look for a cable. Okay. I made an offer on eBay for this, which is a... Actually, let me... One second. I don't want to... 1 second. Okay. I want to pull up some more pictures. Um, so this Apple II monitor, um, 60 hertz green phosphor. I made an offer for $80 on this, free shipping, which is really good. If I could get this for $80, mwah. It even has like a natural like handle at that top. So the idea would be something along the lines of maybe taking the casing off and building the computer inside this and just having it all together. Um, Maybe even seeing if I can rearrange the inside of this to make it smaller would be really cool. Um, but I doubt that'll be possible because the Apple engineers would have made it smaller. But I wonder, yeah, we'll see. But um, I'm uh, I'm excited for it. Hopefully they accept the offer. Also reached out to someone on Facebook Marketplace for that other one, so we'll see. Both will be around the same, and I don't really have a preference. Both look pretty good. So, so yeah, that's where we're at. Okay, I want to go through more of these slides and then do a LeetCode and then whatnot. Okay, where were we? Oh yeah, instruction set architecture. The raw assembly language view of the machine with no libraries or operating system calls. Okay, so is this going from binary to assembly? Is what we're doing? That's crazy. But maybe not. We need to make it so it supports basic operations on integers, memory access, control flow. Um, Extra credit is unusual features, special instructions, putting IO devices, stuff like that. Um, Developing a simulators, learning, virtual machine, which will be nice. First step is memory and cache. Yeah. And this is just basically, I know there's an example at some point, right here. This is like what we're supposed to be building. It's something where we can do the timing, um, memory block, and we can kind of see all the addresses and the data there. Now, this is a disassembler, I think, that's working here to actually like show you, um, you know, like at this memory address, we're doing, and I have registered three to zero, register three with. That's not valued. I don't know what that assembly code is actually. What it's trying to say. But anyways, so we'll be looking into this more so later on. Um, so yeah, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go make some eggs because I'm really hungry, and then we'll be back and we'll do a LeetCode. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, it's been quite some time. One second. It's been quite some time. I went um to class, came back, and knocked out. Not gonna lie. Um, I've been so exhausted recently. I don't know why. Just like, I think honestly part of it has to do with overconsumption of my phone. I think I went back to my I went back to my iPhone, and I'm regretting the choice. I think I'm just gonna go back to my flip phone. It sucks because I just bought a CarPlay thing. So I, I it's like I just can't use that anymore. I'm pretty sure. What I'd have to do is I'd have to do a USB-C to auxiliary converter. And just and only use, because that's the thing, is that I want to be able to use Google Maps on that system anymore, because the flip phone doesn't have Android Auto. It has an Android operating system, but it won't support Android Auto. So I have really only two ways to get around this. One would be to buy a really cheap Android smartphone and use that, kind of like tuck it away into like a kind of just like tuck it away into a compartment in the car, and have it so I see that's I would have to have a hotspot off of my flip phone and connect it to that. It's very inconvenient. Um, to go back. So I don't know what I want to do. I have no idea. Um, 1 second. Yeah, I don't. It would just be so nice if I could get Android Auto onto this flip phone. Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, um, before we do some work, um, so ended up ordering the um. I think I already said that. I forget. It's been hours. I forget what I said hours ago. Ended up ordering. I can. Mm, I could have just Control Z. Ended up ordering this, the one on the left, the Apple II, green phosphorus. Um, it comes at 18 pounds, which is quite heavy. But the dimensions are pretty good. It's like a foot by a foot if you know don't get too technical with it. So so next is going to be looking at parts for. I mean, it's such a just crazy project. Like, um, and put it even more into perspective, if we go to this video that you can see I had pulled up of this guy who built his own laptop from scratch. Obviously, you're not going to be building a laptop from scratch, right? You're not going to be building your own chip. Um, I mean that in the sense of like completely building your own chip, like from raw materials, right? From like actual scratch. Um, and so he's doing just a bunch of custom PCBs, all that. I haven't gotten to. I don't even know like the operating system. I'm assuming he just is taking someone else's operating system. Now this is for a full-fledged, computer that like operates like any other computer. Mine, I'm not aiming exactly for that. I'm aiming for low functionality, something that can communicate through something that can use Wi-Fi, and through that Wi-Fi can handle a bunch of API connections. So my whole idea with this is to have like a distraction-free environment to develop. And so what does that mean? It means creating um, a development environment, somewhere where I can code, somewhere I can um, get packages. That's going to be a big one. Is the ability to, um, you know, without see, there's going to need to be the whole thing. I just don't want it to be able to like download any apps or anything. I don't want that. I want it to be packages. Um, Wi-Fi. Ideally, the most amazing thing would be just having like a development environment in a terminal and being able to, or just a terminal and just being able to, you know, have a file navigation system, be able to build projects from anywhere from full stack to like, I can plug in a microcontroller and like program it through, um, um, through this system. Also, I want it to be swappable with display. Um, so I do have this. I'm getting the old Apple II, but I assume, you know, God forbid, but I assume it's going to break at some point. It's really old parts in there. Um, I was watching people do fixes, and I mean, like the parts that were put in that Apple II, you know, monitor, um, are decades and decades and decades old. Um, and the lifetime of a lot of them is a decade around there. So it's like I'm prone to be sitting in like if I the idea was to be able to bring this to like a coffee shop or a library, but I'm so fearful that like something will burn out and it'll just start fucking smoking. So we'll see. Worst case scenario is I end up not using that monitor and I use that monitor as um like a different project down the line, or if I ever get a well, if I ever, once I get like a studio apartment, I'll have like two setups. I'll have like this setup, which is for like, you know, making content, playing, games, whatever I do, um, modern stuff. And then when I really just want to like program, going over to a setup that is just, you know, that green and black monitor. So I don't know. We'll see. Worst case, I have a guaranteed return thing on that monitor, which is amazing, until February 13th. So ideally, I want to know by then, you know, or as soon as I get it, I'll know. I'll know if I want to return it or not. But we'll see. Um, and the other thing I wanted to like lightly talk about before we get into the actual doing stuff and Jesus and programming. Also, the mouse did come in. I just haven't gotten it yet because I fell asleep. I forgot it, and I was like, oh, I'll go get it later, and then I never went. The other thing was, oh no, I talked about the thing with my phone, but just in general, I consume way too much content. Um, it's the reason why I'm trying to. I have a really bad time disciplining myself. I won't lie. Like I know I've, you know, last 66 days done this, and you could say, that's good discipline, but like I mean, if I'm awake for 16 hours and all I have to do is record like a 20-minute video at the minimum, it's not that big of an ask. Um, um, but like I'll find myself some days literally just like sitting here and just going YouTube video after YouTube video after YouTube video, just consuming, videos like this. It might be technical videos, but like some of them are just like garbage videos and like I think a video at lunch and maybe a video at the end of the night and then like maybe educational, things that I'm interested in, like scattered throughout the day. No more than maybe like an hour and a half, right? And that's the only stuff. Like long form is the only thing I should be consuming. Short form, never, there's no point of ever consuming short form other than, you know, mind numbing. I've never gotten, information that has stuck from a short form version of content. Um, and so I want to do something about that. If I can't discipline myself to stop doing it, make it impossible, you know, to do it. Um, going back to the flip phone, trying to, I don't know what I do here though. I've always struggled with my desktop with being able to just sit down and not go on YouTube, not go on like Twitch, not go on Instagram, not do stuff like that. I like if something becomes like hard, if I just don't feel up to it that day, I don't have motivation, which like shouldn't be. Motivation comes and goes, so it's like you need a better drive to get the things done that you want to get done. Um, it's just so much wasted time, and I hate it. And I feel that's part of the reason why I feel so exhausted all the time. Probably is because I'm just not like just numbing my mind. Um, so so yeah, gonna go back to the flip phone, and then um, trying to make sounds stupid when I'm like saying like, oh, trying to make my own like operating system or something, because it's like I don't know. I always hate that I never fulfilled that phone. Now, granted, I did buy a a SIM card module that I did hook up, and it was correctly transmitting, but I'm on AT&T, and the thing I bought only does LTE and 3G, and the LTE tower connection just was not working. I don't know if it was an antenna problem or what it was, um, but I think it just wasn't compatible, and and so that was what stopped me. So I don't know. We'll see. I don't know how big like we're talking here about like how hard it's going to be to go from raw parts and boards, like a CPU chip with its own instruction set and, some sort of, you know, random access memory, some sort of, storage device, some sort of, motherboard, all these things. Um, and then writing a graphics driver, I mean, I'm talking like from scratch. Like this is going to be you press the power on button on this like monitor. I will do like, you know, some wire that will go and it'll also power on the PC. Um, and I want it to boot into my own system. Um, I don't know how big of a task that is, you know. Um, I I'm assuming it's going to be because the whole thing is I don't know how much you can bypass, how much you can like not do to get to like what I said I wanted, which is just like a terminal that can access APIs. The big thing is like I don't think it would be crazy to get some sort of graphics being displayed in terms of just letters and numbers on lines and being able to make a terminal, a compiler, an assembler, whatever, to go from something like, I don't know, C++ code and execute it. Like just like a raw C++ or something. But like that's also no, if I wrote my own compiler and whatnot. And anyways, like I don't think I say that wouldn't be that. It would be hard, but I'm just saying it wouldn't be like way you know, out of reach. The thing that I think is gonna be crazy is getting like packages, right? Because those are all those are API things, right? So like if I did npm install, first off, you need a node package manager. How do I get the node package manager onto my system, right? Um, what does that look like? Just a lot to like figure out. Um, so I don't know. It could, it could very well be by the time that monitor that I just ordered comes in, that I'm like, wow, like this is not happening, and we just switched to a different hardware project. Which would be cool to just, I have a Raspberry Pi in my closet right there. I'm just going back to a Raspberry Pi project, 3D printing something, maybe doing a PCB thing and making like, handheld Raspberry Pi computer or something like that. Maybe we just do something like that, but um, I don't know. I don't know. So, um, okay. Yeah, this stuff's crazy though. This stuff is crazy. Um, okay. LeetCode 75. Um, where is social network soundtrack? Okay. Given an array of chars, compress it using the following algorithm. Begin with an empty string s for each group of consecutive repeating chars in chars. If the group's length is 1, append the character s. Otherwise, append the character followed by the group's length. Compressed string s should be in the... Wait. Group lengths that are 10 or longer will be split into multiple characters. Oh, so if there's like 15 A's, it'd be 9 A's and 6. Like A9, A6. Wait. Oh, return the new length. Wait. Oh, it's just saying that 10 or longer is going to be multiple characters in the chart, right? I see. I see. Okay. So so we want to go through and we want to just take the first character and we want to say So the first character is never going to change. We're going to take the first character and we're going to keep counting how many instances of that character. If there's none, we add nothing, and then whatever the count is, that will be the compressed string should not be returned separately, but instead stored inside the input array. So it wants to do an in-place thing, right? Can you do remove element at index in array Python? Is it just like dot remove? Given list, remove all elements. Pop, delete. So just delete. So if I did something where I was like, so give me, I guess this. Right? If I have something like this, and let's say the algorithm goes through, and it's like, okay, given we're here, we're at this index, I am then going to say, we don't need a dictionary or anything, we just have to say like the current count. So our char count is equal to 1. Okay, just increment a count. And then what we can do is we can just say delete this. Okay, then we go to the next one. Nothing's changed, so char count is now 2. And we can delete this. Then we go to the next one, we can say, okay, this isn't the same as the previous one. So now we can do So now we could do, I'm just thinking, we probably want to do something where it's not an automatic index loop, it's going to be a while loop, and we'll automatically just shift the index. Because when we do like a delete, we don't want to shift the index, right? But if we don't, but like when I do an insert, right? The insert is going to take up 2 characters. So then we're going to want to start at this index, and we're going to want to like do the same thing. So let's try like an implementation of this. So we're going to want to do a char count. I'm going to want an index. And I want to say while index I mean, what? It's just less than the length of chars. Is that all we want? And so basically what I want to do is I want to say, okay, what if I did do a what if I did a recursive function actually? Right. Yeah, that seems a little over the top now. I was trying to think. So if I start index at 0, no matter what I want to do is I want to just increment the char count, and then I want to just go next. Ooh, you know what could be better? I never have to do an I never have to do an insert. If we're at a current index and the char count is equal to 0, right? And then we go to the next value and it is not the same as the previous value. It means we've changed values. So if the char count is still equal, well, char count default will be 1. So if the char count is still equal to 1, we just don't do anything. So we're at index 0 and we want to say, or actually we don't even have to look at the first one, right? Because we're always just going to be looking behind. So we're going to say if chars at index, if this value is equivalent to chars at index -1, right? So it's an A and an A. First off, we want to increase the count. Okay, that's first off. I should say we are going to return the length of the chars array. So in this scenario, we're now at char count of 2. So now what I kind of want to do is just delete chars at index -1. We have no use for it anymore, right? And then that's all we have to do for now. If they're equal, increase the count, delete the previous one. So now we have a count, in this scenario, we have a count of 2 and then 1A, right? And so here, one, they're just skipping everything and going back around, right? And we're going to, now what do we want? We want the case of the else condition, right? I mean, there's only two things that can happen. Either they can be equal or they cannot be equal. And so what happens if they're not equal? Well, we know if char count is greater than 1, right? Well, actually, look, if it's less than 1, that's not even greater than 1. It's too greater than 1. If char count is greater than 1, then we want to do chars dot insert at index char count. Okay. Now the only other check we have to do is we have to say if the char count is greater than 9, then we want to append then we just want to split that number up. Right, so if the char count is greater than 9, then we want to do let's say it's 12. If we did modulus 10, we get the first digit. Hmm. Oh, wow. This is quite inefficient. that handles that. So this is okay. If char count, so what happens if it's less than 1 though? We just do nothing. So let's go through with this. We have A. Oh, we've never changed index at all. So if char count is greater than, I mean, no matter what though. Is it just index plus equals 1 though? For instance, right here, right? Each time I do this, right? Each time I'm inserting something, I probably should do this at index, but I say index equals, or plus equals increment. But otherwise, like, we do an insert here, right? So here, we did a delete, we're at here. Now it's A, insert A2, right? But we're at index 0. We want... Yeah, so when I do this, I want to say index plus equals 1. Let's try this. A2, B. I didn't know we get to C. What the fuck? 1, 1. I got 3 for B. Is that because I need to reset char count to 1, right? Okay, nice. But I'm still missing the end here. So what? Less than or equal to? List index out of range. If char's at index. Okay, so it's not or equal to, because we're trying to access something that doesn't exist. Oh, you know what it is? It's technically the character's never changing. Right? So at the end here, what we want to do is we want to take whatever char count currently is and just append it to the end, right? Isn't there something... Can I append... Or sorry. I'm pretty sure... Wait, doesn't it just append? Am I stupid? Oh, I think I'm just stupid. I have to do this again, actually. California. Okay. Then we're gonna say like, oh, yeah. Beats 4%. Crazy. Thank you. Okay. I'm pretty happy with this. Can it be cleaned up? Of course. Oh, I should probably remove prints. I wanted to submit now. Beats 40%. I'll take it. And time complexity is... Oh, Oven. I don't even have to. It should be Oven. Yeah. Because we're just going once through. Yeah, this utilization of deleting... I'm surprised that I got the indexing correct on the first try. Usually I mess that up of like keeping track of the pointer in the array, especially when we're deleting elements. It can get kind of tricky, but yeah, I mean a great approach of deleting the previous value that we were comparing to, and at the end doing an insert right afterwards of whatever. That felt good, especially after a couple not so good things. I wonder if I could do this a little easier, or can I just say else if what if I did this and index is not equal to right? Because then on this last one it'd go through here. Let me just try if I can get this done. So what's happening? We're getting to C. Weird. It's not counting the last C. It's because I'm not doing... It's because usually what would happen is what this would get deleted and char count has to go up by 1. So I mean, I guess I could say if increment char count and what? Delete this? Is that what I want? Not at all. Why is it just like not even putting stuff in there now? Whoa, what? Wait, how is adding this line? Never mind. Not the percent line. Wait. I deleted it. Okay. Cheers. Oh, there we go. That work? No. And why's this? So when I hit this, so weird, because ideally we'd be hitting this, and we'd increase this, delete this, and then hit this, and append that last digit. Oh, you know why? It's because we're changing sizes, I think. So we're saying if the index is equal to the length of... No. Never mind. Print chars at the current index. I want to see something. I need to submit. It's weird that it would work on an array of like this, but it's like failing here. B and then A. So A is passed through on an else because we do hit this condition. Right? Are we actually hitting this? No, we're not. Oh, you know why? Because this needs to go here. Because what's happening is in this scenario, we're passing through A, right? And so we haven't gone above 1 yet. We haven't incremented the char count. Yeah. So we're just not hitting it. Why would this be the case? Oh, it's because if we're at the last index, right? I think we just want to increase char count then, right? Nope. Three C3. Wait, it was completely correct except for. We need a conditional that's saying like here we're at the last index. Maybe we need to check this. Maybe we need to say, okay, if this and this, then we do this. There we go. Okay, beautiful. Happy I got that done. Not bad. It's nice taking away this thing, but this is still a little disgusting. But if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Like, this is definitely also kind of redundant. Look at some solutions, and then we'll start wrapping this video up because I need to upload this. Okay, it does the same thing, except it never is checking this. It's just saying do a string of count, and then for each character in count, append that. Which actually... Hang with me for 1 second. All I need to do is say for each in a list of char count. Or sorry, str char count. For each in this, I just want to do a chars.insert each. And I also want to increase the index. Right? For each in here. So if it's just 9, we do a chars.insert 9 at the index. Nice. Mwah. Yeah, that cleans it up a lot. That cleans it up a lot. Yeah. Very, very nice solution by that guy. Because it does just leverage cheers. It does just leverage the whole thing that you can index through a string, which I didn't really think about. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay. Well, I think that's all she wrote for today. Oh, we have to do submit this as a classic mode, so it'll upload to my GitHub. Okay. So tomorrow I have 1 lecture, so should have a good amount of time to get some serious work done on schoolwork tomorrow, and just start looking at this product idea for building kind of like a microcomputer, and just seeing everything that's going to involve, and see how I can integrate that with my computer architecture class. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. I'm trying to think what else I'm gonna say. I need to do some student job work tonight because I forgot to do. Well, I didn't forget to do that. I don't think I could work on it over the weekend. They don't like that, so I want to do that right now. So I probably, because I took a nap, I probably won't get to bed till late. I only have one lecture tomorrow, which is at 1:30. Um, so I assume I'll record after that class. I assume I'll do that class, go to the dining hall, get something to eat, come back, and you know, work on schoolwork and LeetCode, and maybe map out that project a little bit. So yeah, all right video. The LeetCode went really well. Just a bunch of stuff that I really gotta like look at and work on, personally and career-wise, I guess, academically. So maybe the nap was a blessing to have a night of pondering. We'll see. Anyways, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care. Bye.